First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachak Wadash. A double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Shalom to the elect. The 144,000, first and foremost, pushing his truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. The Lord willing will be at that number. All right, I'm your brother Tabal Yakunah coming at you. Coming at you with a quick video, and Lord willing, it's edifying. Just going in on the fear of the Lord, man, and just listening to the Elder Ariala, one of his videos, talking about pretty much the secret that the Lord has given us, man. He's clearly given us that eye salve. He mentioned it, and I say it a lot. The Lord is widening that gap between the haves and the have-nots. And it just came to me just right then that is happening not only on the left-hand side by carnal means. A brother posted in the chat what people are paying for, what people paid for this damn stupid-ass Super Bowl. $400 for parking, fucking, $1,000 for nosebleed seats. Like $60,000 to sit on that is crazy, man. But also on the right hand side, those that don't have the full truth, and those that have the full truth, Lord willing, we be of that number. When the men of Great Millstone, pushing the 100% truth of doctrine. Okay, which a lot of separation happens where Revelation 13, 16, and 17 occur. Revelation chapter 13, 16, and 17 occur. A lot of disagreement on what the MOTB is. It's very simple. You can go into the etymology or the definition. The Greek of the word mark goes to charagma. All right, which goes into an etching. And then from there it goes to charagma, excuse me. Then to charax, which is the implementation device. It was basically that needle that they use to insert the charagma, the mark, and then it goes into grapho, which is the information that's going to be written on that mark. Another thing, Esau is laying down his infrastructure. One thing that we haven't really been going into, but that graphene oxide, very versatile, almost reminds me of Terminator. Remember the guy that the new age Terminator that could you could hack them all up, and then he just comes back to form. Well, that's how graphene works. Very fluid, technological medium that these devils use. I would put it in the basket of one of their miracles, that Revelation said the 13th chapter speaks about. Right? It says Revelation 13 and 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles he had power to do in the sight of the beasts, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Right, those miracles. I did a little ride, in transit on the bag that this guy is going into right now. We already know he's throwing all kinds of mass confusion on the people. Nobody can really hone in on exactly what's going on. And if you do, the Lord has a way of throwing you off your path. Every man goes to sleep, wakes up with instructions on what the Lord wants him to do, pursuant to the scriptures. How the Lord writes your instructions. All right. So, saying all that to say, man, it's very. People should be afraid, but it's really kind of like a deer in the headlight type thing, man. At this point, people are kind of numb and spun, and they don't know which way to go, and they damn sure don't fear the Lord. Yet, this word is out there. So that right there tells you what the Lord, instructed them to do. To be in the congregation of the dead. Follow the ways of darkness, man. Which, sin is, the wages of sin is death, man. So we fear the Lord. Getting back to that word fear. We fear the Lord. Let me see if I can grab this real quick. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right, go into the word fear. It says, H3374, Yara. All right, and it's morally reverence. It says fear, morally reverence, dreadful, exceedingly fear, or fearfulness. What does it say here in the feminine of? Feminine, because we are likened unto the Lord's woman. All right. It says fearing, morally reverent, afraid, fear. Yeah. So, it's just fear, like respect. When you respect someone, you really kind of show fear, for that person. You don't want to, destroy that relationship. You don't want to step wrong and offend that person. How much more so the Most High, man? Saying that to say, a lot of these people are going to be set up as examples of what not to do to the men of the Lord, man, to the Lord's friends. All right. But the Lord say, I consider you my friends. All right. Because a servant doesn't know what the master is doing, but we know what the master is doing because we have the secrets All right, we have the secrets, and they were given to us, man. And because the Lord, on some kind of level, was pleased or saw that we were meat for the master's use, man. So we don't, I said about, you have a friend or somebody, you don't want to mess up that relationship, man. You don't want that friend to abandon you. So what do? You give them that fear, that respect. Fear goes into a high level of respect, especially when you're talking about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I'll read this again. I'll close out, man. That's pretty much it. It's just fear, man. Fear in the Lord and how He's setting up people as an example of what not to do toward His men, toward His friends. And you have to thank the Lord for that, man. He just shows you things. It's like, wow, man. It just make you want to. You make your knees buckle, and you just want to fall onto the ground and you do it. You do it. Eventually, all knees will bow. The Lord is going to get His fear from everyone, but we got to go through it a step at a time, and we got to see. We're going to have to see things. See how the Lord, ultimately gets His respect back, man. And it's going to be dreadful. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Okay, so ending off on Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that times, and the strength of salvation. Yahweh Shai, He is the deliverer. He is salvation. That's the one whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus in Christ, the only begotten Son of Yahweh, who the world calls God. All right, the Most High. It says the fear of the Lord is His treasure. That's our treasure, man. Hold on to it, and let no man take your crown. Okay. It is very dear, and as the elder Ariella was going into it in his lesson, it's a precious secret, man. And I'm very tight-lipped with it right now. When you were in those zealous times, you really kind of was feeding your flesh because you was like just hot-headed and just. I'm speaking myself, just on people's case about trying to get this truth on some kind of level. And it's clear that the scriptures don't lie, man. The prophecies don't lie. Zechariah 13:8, 2/3 of our people are going to die. And they're being set up as examples or as, sacrifices. It's a treasure to fear the Lord, man. Because He watches us, man. He don't want us to go off and perish. So, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praise once again to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Hakadash, and Shalom to the elect.